right here. This map is a couple of days old. This is the area we want to focus in on. You can see the entire country is filled with roads that have checkpoints of Taliban gunmen, bands of terrorists blocking the roads. This pocket of resistance right here, we're going to flip the map one more time and show you where the son of a famed Afghan warlord is now organizing an army against the Taliban. It's this area just north of Kabul going over here towards the border. The problem is that the resistance fighters, the Northern Alliance, are largely landlocked and cut off. Hollie MCKAY, an independent journalist, has been joining us about this time most nights, reporting from just over the border. Hollie, you spent some time with these Northern Alliance fighters. Do they have a shot?
Well, they definitely have a shot in keeping Panjshir protected. I don't see that falling anytime soon. The area is extremely fortified. They have a lot of fighters there that are extremely dedicated, a lot of former mujahideen, so very experienced in the battlefield. And I've spent different periods of time with them over the years, and they're definitely extremely determined, if you will, that part of the country will never be. And it's really,
so
Leland,
Hollie, who exactly?
Country.
We've got some pictures to put up of these fighters that you sent in and spent time with. Who are they? One's the son of sort of an Afghan warlord from the 90s, right?
Right, so Ahmed Massoud, he's the son of what they call the line of Panjshir, which his father, Ahmed Shah Massoud, and he was a very strong ally to the United States. And he was actually killed by al-Qaeda 2 days before 9/11, very strategically, because he would have been sort of a natural leader or a natural ally to the U.S., after 9/11, so al-Qaeda was very careful in taking him out. However, his son, who's been trained in Britain, and he is commanding now, I believe, 6,000 or more troops in the area to really protect them. And he was offered by the Taliban in the last couple of days to take one of the 12 quote-unquote transitional government positions, and he refused. So he really is not willing to, I think, willing to negotiate, but not willing to.
Yeah, noteworthy that the U.S. seems to be very quiet in terms of whether we're helping him or not. We understand the British gave them a lot of training over the past couple of years. Real quick before we let you go, your reporting about what's happening in Kabul has been nothing short of exceptional. The administration says things are getting better and the people who need to get out are. Does that jive with your reporting?
I'm hearing more stories about people having success in finally getting through after many days. But what concerns me right now is that sort of the window will potentially remain open for Americans, but it's the Afghan Americans, or it's the Afghans who have helped us, that are really just being turned away. Yesterday, a friend of mine who'd been tracking for 5 days straight a man who was in a wheelchair with his 5 kids, a former interpreter, and he still could not get to the gate. He got there eventually. The Taliban have turned him away and said absolutely not. So that's what really concerns me. I think over the next few days we will hopefully be seeing more Americans being able to leave. But my thoughts are really with the Afghans who supported us throughout this conflict, that are really losing in the time battle.
Yeah, you can see the desperation grow on people's faces outside the gates. Hollie, thank you very much. Thanks for getting up early to be with us.
Thank you. All right.